What's going on, guys? Welcome to episode 13 of the Rec Report. Today we're going to be talking about some of the knives that were turning points in our knife journey. We're going to be talking about Everett's knife story.
It's about time.
It's about time. The people have been asking. People have been asking.
I haven't seen it anywhere.
No one asked. But we're talking about your knife story today. A knife that exceeded our expectations and maybe even a knife that let us down. So stick around for all that and more today on the Rec Report. Hey, what's up? Alright guys, so I had an idea earlier today, which was to talk about the knife that was kind of a turning point in your knife journey. A knife that turned you from just a knife user, someone that may have carried a knife and bought knives periodically just when you needed them, into a knife collector or a knife enthusiast, whatever the case may be. So I'll go ahead and start just to give you guys an idea of what I'm kind of talking about. For me, it was a Kershaw leak. I had a lot of really kind of crappy knives that were kind of given to me as gifts. I remember one specifically was the Ozark Trail, but before Ozark Trail, so a Walmart kind of special knife, but it came in a 2-pack. They were both full serrated. One was really, really small, had a spear point blade. Really, really crappy. They had kind of like rubber inserts in their stainless steel handles and liner locks, even on a stainless steel handle. So all the weight with none of the strength. So I had a lot of those knives growing up. And then when I bought my first Kershaw leak, I don't remember where I bought it. It may have been at River's Edge. It may have been at more of like a big box store, because Kershaw, you know, kind of has their knives everywhere. So when I bought that, I just remember it was the simplest thing of being able to swap the pocket clip from one side to the other, where I was like, okay, like there's actually like a little bit of customization here. The blade shape I really dug, and actually, as you can see, I still really like Wharncliffes, those crazy pointy Wharncliffes. I still really dig those. So that was the kind of turning point. After that, I ended up getting a Benchmade Griptilian, and after that I got a pair of 3, and then it kind of all went from there. So how about you guys?
Pretty cool. So my first actual good folder that I got was a Spyderco Delica. I got it for Christmas one year, many years ago. And then ever since then, I've kind of picked up knives and used my dad's knives. But just a couple years ago, I purchased a Spyderco Endura with the teal FRN at the S30V. And ever since that knife, I've been buying a ton more knives. And that honestly wasn't too long ago. It was that last year, and I started buying a lot more knives since then.
So that was less of a turning point knife and more of a gateway knife for you. That was when you really got hooked.
Yeah,
I dig it. How about you?
Growing up, I always had, I'm not sure where they came from, but I always had Frost cutlery, like the cheap infomercial knives.
Slip joints?
Just all types.
Oh, okay, cool.
And the one I carried most was like a firefighter Frost. Like it had a firefighter emblem on the handles, like red and white.
That's so cool.
Carried that all the time. I lost it. And then from there, I kind of got out of knives for a while. And it wasn't until probably 18 or 19 I was at a festival, and there was just a little booth that was selling pocket knives, and there was a Tac Force. It had snow camo, Arctic camo, and it was an assisted flipper. And I had never seen anything like that. I always had Frost cutlery.
Yep.
So that was kind of like, okay, I like knives again. And then from there, it just kind of progressed into going to Walmart and buying the Kershaws. Ended up with a leak for super cheap because they had the wrong price tag in front of it.
Oh, that's sick.
And the employees didn't know, so I got that for like $30.
Oh, nice.
Which at Walmart,
they're more of an MSRP kind of seller. Yeah.
So it was like, I thought I got a great deal, and then from there, just all downhill until I found the store.
Yeah, and then it was really downhill. And now they gotcha. Now you're sucked in.
Because there was like a knife store near me.
Oh, it's only
20 minutes?
Yes, exactly.
It was like 5:45. And I'm like, I'm leaving. My
Yep.
wife's like, where are you going? I'm like, I'll be back.
Maybe.
Drove into Hilliard, and that's kind of...
I'll do you one
where it
better.
started.
I used to go to REC when I had to ride my bike there and post it up outside and
crazy.
walk it. And they wouldn't let me handle the knives, which was probably smart. Shout out Brian, shout out Mike. But I was there when I was a small child,
Nice.
riding my bike up there alone.
Nice.
Because those were the good old days when you could ride your bike to a knife store alone. All right, guys. So, what were your turning point knives? What were the knives that kind of turned you in from a regular knife user and purchaser into like a knife enthusiast or a knife collector? Let us know down below. I'm curious to hear. So, we talk a lot about what we want to see from brands in the future, and it's kind of got me thinking, what were some of the previous knife trends in the knife world that really stuck out to you that you just don't see anymore?
I think a huge one has to be assisted knives.
Yeah.
Like Kershaw's in particular, every single one was assisted. And that's just what people wanted.
It
That
snuck
and
it. It
ZT.
snuck into ZT. It snuck into Benchmade. Like it was prolific for a while.
It was just cool to have an assisted knife.
Yeah, because you kind of felt like you're getting away with something.
Yeah.
Because it felt like an automatic. And now you kind of don't see that as often. It's kind of more relegated to niche markets. Like I don't want to say beginners, but a lot of people new to the knife industry, they like assisted knives because it
There's still
helps
a
with
lot
the
of
actions.
hardcore guys, like, if they try to open something and it doesn't flick open, they're like, oh, it's not assisted, I don't want it.
Yep.
That's true.
So-
Or if it just has kind of like a weirdly tuned detent and they don't get it on the first try, they're like, nah, screw this. I don't want that ever.
It's a very small niche market, but it's there.
It's still there. It's still alive and strong. How about you, Ev?
I have a couple. First thing's obviously slip joints.
Yeah.
Taking it way back in the past.
Yeah, well, that's a...
They're recently kind of making a resurgence.
Yeah.
But, I mean, people had huge glass displays of case models and stuff. So
I think it's still the
Those
most
huge.
widely collected brand of knives, which is really cool. And I understand why, because there's so much variation, and unlike collecting Chris Reeve or Microtech or ProTech or whatever, you can get it like a whole line, like a whole bone color, every single model for like $400, $500. You know, instead of with Chris Reeve or Microtech, you might get one or two for that price. So I get it. Slip joints, they had a resurgence. Do you remember when like the Proper and the Onzo ZTs came out? Like that was when I was like, okay, these are actually kind of coming back.
They're pretty cool too.
They were cool knives, and they still are. But yeah, that's definitely a
GEC
cyclical.
really kind of did some big stuff for that too.
Yeah, they do a lot of really, really beautiful knives. What was the other one?
Carbon fiber.
Ah, yes. Oh, you're gonna rustle some feathers here. But yeah, I think you're right. Carbon fiber, we saw a lot more favorably, maybe 5, 6
My
years
dad
ago.
was a big player in the carbon fiber trend.
Do you like? He's
if there was an option to get carbon fiber, he had the carbon fiber.
it's like the big red button thing. He's like carbon fiber.
Yep.
We'll make that meme after. I think we're kind of moving away from like the woven carbon fiber into like the fat carbons and the carbon
like the
fiber
marbled.
shred, marbled, with all the different kind of stuff added into it. So I don't think it's going to go away, but it's definitely cooled down. This is going to ruffle even more feathers. Mine is front flippers. I think we saw a lot of them, and we still kind of see them periodically today, but there was a point in time 2-3 years ago where it was like every new Chinese release was a front flipper, whether it be Civivi or QSP or Artisan, this, that, and the other. They were cranking front
Even in the
flippers.
custom world. front
Oh,
flippers,
100%.
Like the Gareth Poole, those guys with the chamois
Yes.
and all those.
And I always kind of feel like the production world follows the custom world maybe like 2 years late. You know, like it's like, oh, people in New York wore these sneakers, and now in Columbus 2 years later everyone's wearing them here. It's the same thing, like the custom knife makers of the New York of the knife world, and then we're all kind of following around afterwards. But I hope front flippers kind of stay in the past, because it always makes me look like a dumbass when I try to open one of them. I hate
I
those.
really like a solid one though. They're
You like
cool.
a front flipper?
Yeah.
I always struggle.
Yeah, you can be the dissenting opinion there. All right, guys, let us know down below what you think are some of your either favorite or least favorite knife trends of the past. Next episode, we'll talk about some of the current trends and then where we see them going in the future. Okay, guys, another thing I've been thinking about this week was knives that we kind of didn't really want to like or didn't like them on first glance, maybe looking at the catalog or in YouTube videos when they first came out. But then when we actually got them in hand, when we actually got to carry them, we thought they were pretty cool. Riley, I know you got one.
Mine was kind of like a flip flop flip. Like, I wanted to like it, and then I saw it in person, didn't like it. And then once I couldn't get it anymore, I did like it. And then the opportunity came up, I bought one from Everett, so it was pretty cool. I have it now. It is the Spyderco Dragonfly Teal S30V. Love that knife.
I love the Dragonfly in general.
Yep.
It's like the perfect small knife.
I somehow always end up with the rare Sprint Dragonflies and never keep any of them.
You've got like a lot of the wood stuff and the cool laminated steels.
Two of the purple ones that are like super elusive.
Yeah. How about you, Ever? What was yours?
The Medford Slim Midi.
Oh, okay.
Seeing it in pictures, I immediately assumed it was just going to be a slim version of their knife, is normally
Yes.
like a standard size for other brands, but getting it in hand, it's actually extremely thin. It's on bearings. You can Spidey flick it. It's just really pocketable, awesome pocket clip.
Yep.
Like, everything people hate about Medford was changed with that model, and it actually made it a nice carry knife.
And it still had the look
Yep.
and the design feel of a Medford. No, I totally get that. I think, did Nick have one of those? Okay, that I have seen it then.
Yep.
His models, like the Medford models, I am so bad at remembering all their names, but I actually did really like that knife.
Super thin and awesome.
Yeah, it's actually really cool and nicely made. For me, it's going to have to be the RMJ Sparrow. I liked the way it looked when I first saw it, but I never saw myself actually carrying a fixed blade. Usually the sheaths are really hard for me to, being a really skinny guy, they're hard for me to like hide on my body and not have like them poking into my ribs or then poking too far out and like being obvious. Like I don't want to be the guy at Target that has like a knife poking out and like makes people uncomfortable. So I never really saw myself carrying it. Zach, shout out Zach, let me borrow his. It had an awesome sheath, an awesome clip on it, and I forget who made the clip.
Is it the Alta clip?
No, it wasn't. It was kind of similar.
Mumford.
No, it's another M name.
What was it?
Zach, tell us down below who made that clip on your knife because it's freaking sweet. But I carried it for like a few weeks and absolutely loved it.
Was it? Now I have to look it up.
Mote?
Mummert, I think.
Mummert. Perfect. I would have never got that. Such a dumbass name. It's a stupid name. Lynn, thanks for coming into the store. You don't know this, but this was actually shot on the day that we spoke to you. That's why we're wearing the same outfits. It was really nice to meet you. I hope you guys had a great time at the Quarter Horse Congress, and I hope you're able to track down that Demco.
And with any of you other guys, if you're ever in the area, stop in and say hi.
Yeah.
We're normally at the store. So.
At least one of us will be there at any given time. So it was really nice to meet you. Hope you guys had a great rest of your day. Kind of on the opposite end of the spectrum, what is a knife that you loved the way it looked, it sounded awesome, specs were perfect, steel was perfect, this, that, and the other, and then when it got released and it got into your hands, it let you down?
I have two.
Of course you have multiple knives that you don't like. All right, Everett, start it off. Let's get our juices flowing.
Both are from Spyderco also.
Okay.
Spyderco.
Okay, you were so, hey, guys, buckle up, buckle up.
First one for me was the Capara.
I get that.
Loved the way it looked. Loved all of the specs. Get it in hand and it's super slippery. The contour and the shape of the handle just didn't fit my hand very well. Actually bought it, sold it, bought a second one to give it another try. Still hated it. I like that they're doing this EQI with the pivot bushing and everything now. That definitely is a game changer for it, but still super slippery, and Tai Chung compression locks are more difficult to use than US compression locks.
100%, and they always kind of have them set up so that the blade, not always, 90% of the time I'll say, so that the blade kind of comes into the compression lock cutout. I hate that.
And they don't give you the tab at the top of the compression, so it's just harder to use.
Oh.
It's just a straight bar instead of like an up swept tab.
Oh, I need to look at that. I never noticed that. I never would have noticed that.
And there's no jumping on the Tai Chung ones.
Interesting. What's the other one?
Subvert.
Oh, the Danger Pickle.
Yeah.
Wait, no, the Danger Banana.
Danger Banana.
Yeah, the Danger Pickle. What's the Danger Pickle?
It was the Flash Batch Birch. I forget what the name, but it was a birch design.
I know, I can picture it in my mind. It really does look like a pickle.
But yeah, the Subvert, I saw the picture in the catalog, and I was like, this thing is awesome. And then you kind of get it in hand, it's way thicker than you expected, and it honestly just kind of looks like a big toe.
Yeah. The blade is freaking
Yeah,
tall at the
it's
end. It's
ridiculous.
so tall.
Trying to sharpen that thing, stupid.
Recurve.
And then that giant, crazy, weird Tonto tip.
Yes.
Like, just really cool on paper, not so great in hand.
Beautiful design. It would be awesome to hang above your desk, but because
In
it's
the
almost
pocket,
it's
your
almost a
pocket
sword.
Sticks out like 3 inches.
It's massive. And after this will be the last criticism that the submarine gets for a little while, but if you just hold that knife upside down and just go like,
Just barely.
it fully deploys. Like there's no detail on
Hopefully Jake doesn't hate us for talking about his beloved
that. Sorry, Jay.
Danger Banana.
How about you, Riley? What was the knife that let you down?
So it started with one model from Spyderco, the PM2, but now it kind of goes across a lot of different models.
Are you talking about spine whacking?
He's just compression lock in general.
Yeah.
Any compression lock, they fail pretty frequently, very easily too. And yeah, so
You can't phrase it like that. You can't say they fail frequently. They fail when you abuse them.
Yeah.
They fail when I
fail when
frequently
you
use them.
apply
When you
excessive
abuse
force.
them by hitting them in the back of the knife. I will defend the compression lock.
I'll defend it as well.
I will defend the compression lock because
That's gross abuse.
that is gross abuse.
But when the episode of
was
Spinal
light
Whack
use.
comes out,
Yes, when Spinal Whack is released, then you'll see what we're talking about.
I thought it was light use.
gross abuse to pull your knife.
Oh,
out
you know
and
what we should
smack
do
it
that
on
too?
the counter as hard as you can.
Let's try that with the bug out. Let's see what happens.
The bug out would hold up big time. They have a video playing in the store where they bend it, and it bends the locking mechanism before it snaps.
Okay.
But that's also constant downward pressure, not a shock.
Oh.
Find out.
Okay. This is a little bit of a contentious episode here on the Rec Report. We have a Spyderco hater among us.
No, I really like Spyderco. I just don't like the compression lock.
More of a backlog guy.
It's fun to play with, but it's
He is a
not
backlog
functional.
guy.
I don't
Yeah.
like backlocks.
Okay, so this is gonna. I keep saying this episode. This is gonna piss some people off. When I got my first Ultratech in the mail, I ran the button and it was so gritty and dry and hard to engage that I thought it was broken when I first got it. And of course, I was 15. So shouldn't have even had an Ultratech. It was a double-edged, double illegal, because like out the front and automatics and double-edged daggers have only been legal in Ohio for like
Since April.
like
so-
6 months.
Yeah.
So it was super illegal for me to own
You're
it.
still 15 though.
I am 15. Yes. That's right. I was 9. Oh, that makes more sense. So it was just really hard to operate. It really let me down because that was way more expensive than
Yeah.
any other knife I'd ever bought before. Like 2x my Para 3 that I
I can
loved.
get behind that though. My first Ultratech I had for 6 hours before I sold it.
When I was doing,
Jeez.
and I was doing stuff like I was like going on YouTube and putting the WD-40 in there, and I didn't have compressed air, so I was just letting it hang, and I probably screwed it up. But I ended up having to pass that one along after a warranty claim, so it actually ran fine, and then I sold it. So I didn't sell it like that, but that one really let me down. And I know you guys have stories about knives that'll let you down because we all do. So let us know down below, and try not to be too mean. Seriously.
Or be as mean as possible. That's fun too.
Yeah, whatever you guys want. I'm not here to judge you. I'm not your dad. Alrighty, guys. Last thing I wanted to talk about today before we get into our celebrity action hero segment is what is a knife that has sentimental value to you guys beyond its monetary value?
I used to be a big Swiss Army knife collector, and
I didn't know that.
Me neither.
Oh, I like.
What do
them.
you do?
I really like them. I've got quite a few.
Oh, that's cool.
And there's this one that I really wanted in the shop. I don't even remember how old I was. It was a long time ago. Other building.
Back behind Staples? Or at Sawmill?
No, it was one right next to us.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember the other one.
Okay.
I was too little. Anyways, it was a full size and it had a fish decal on it. It was like a carp.
Oh, that would
Sick.
appeal to you, wouldn't it?
And my grandpa actually bought it for me that day. Super stoked on that.
That's really cool. Do you still have it?
Oh yeah,
Could you get a picture of it?
definitely.
Okay, cool, because I would actually like to have the picture of that.
I'll bring it in for show and tell next time.
Yeah, that's perfect. I would love that. All right, Everett, what you got?
For me, have quite a few sentimental pieces, but my top one is probably just a little cheap Schrade double blade slip joint that I got from my grandpa.
That's cool.
It was like the last knife he gave me. But we were going to Red, White, and Boom, the local fireworks.
Yep.
And he hops out the car and just pulls out this box like, hey, I got you something.
That's cool.
And he always bought me slip joints, like little fake Victorinox and stuff like that. But that's probably the one. It's literally nothing and it's worth nothing, but it means the most.
Yeah, absolutely. For me, mine's another illegal item. So going to gun shows with my dad, he used to work a lot of gun shows, special duty, and then he would kind of take us to ones that he wasn't working. But we went to, you know the knife booths at gun shows. It's like the nicest thing they have is probably a Spyderco or a Benchmade. We didn't get any of those. We got and not to shame cold steel, but there's levels to cold steel, and especially if they're probably fake at a gun show. So we got this cold steel plastic sheath double-edged dagger with like a rubberized handle on it with like a blade that's like this big, and I put that on my Nerf and airsoft setup so fast. It was a boot knife, but I was this tall, so it was like a perfect like tactical fixed blade for me. Thankfully, I never had to use it in the line of duty while I was airsofting, but thankfully. But I still have it. The tip is super screwed up because it's probably made out of like an old tuna can. It's at my parents' house. I think I can get a picture of it. If I can, we'll put it in the video, and if not, I'll just find an image of it online. But shout out to my dad for buying us illegal stuff when we were kids and making us into the men who we are now.
An honorable mention to the Rockstead.
Yes, perfect.
That one's huge. Probably one of the nicest things anyone's ever done. So shout out Cole.
And that's one that is sentimental and monetarily quite valuable.
Yeah. Well, and the fact that it was a grill piece and he saw that and went out of his way to try to grab it for me was awesome.
He's the GOAT. So we appreciate you. And actually, Cole, you need to be on an episode here soon because you got a badass collection.
Absolutely.
So, shout out, Cole. You actually have the perfect gentleman's EDC setup right now. Let's go straight to pocket dumps, guys. Hey, we're going off script.
Oh my gosh, Eric was telling me about this.
Pirate treasure.
Yeah.
I don't understand it.
Oh, it's called investment, Riley. It's called investment, Riley. Look it up. It's how you save money. That's my Eric impression.
Just the next hobby. So, pocket dump, Rockstead. Actually, bunch of tape residue. That thing needs cleaned.
That's cool.
I've actually been using it.
User.
Pilot E95S. 14,
I love that pen.
14 karat gold nib. Awesome pen, probably my favorite. And then, for whatever reason today, 2 ounces of silver. 2 Silver Eagles.
You never know when you have to barter with like an old time cowboy or something.
I'm working on all the barters right now.
Yes.
So
That's
hopefully,
cool.
10-ounce bar will be in my pocket soon. Probably not in my pocket.
You should EDC that.
If it happens, I'll bring it to the next episode.
Okay, cool. All right, Riley, what you rocking today?
Today I've got what I've been carrying almost every single day. This is the Spyderco Manix 2 Lightweight. It's the Cutlery Shop exclusive, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
We got the orange FRN scales with the S90V blade. I've gone ahead and Cerakoted this puppy. Favorite locking mechanism on any Spyderco for sure, and then probably one of my favorite just in general.
Nice.
It's like a sturdy linear spring axis lock.
Yeah.
I
I haven't
those.
done too much testing on the lock yet, but I'll keep you guys posted.
Stay tuned for Spinal Whack.
Yeah, Spinal Whack episode 2.
What are you carrying?
Starring Riley Kent.
Evan?
Watch, wallet, anything else?
Oh yeah.
I do have a watch.
Is this
and my
AirPods?
Seiko
Looks like
automatic.
AirPods.
I've got my headphones and then wallet I tossed out because it makes a lot of noises.
Oh yeah, on the leather chairs.
Cool.
Today I got my bento box, pair of 3 and M390, Lynch clip, which is a mandatory upgrade. I got my Squale 1521 and my wallet, which is an REC printed wallet because, you know, always got to represent. Let us know down below what you guys are rocking today, and let's hop right into the $50 winner for today's episode, which is coming off of episode 12, where we designed our own knives. A lot of comments on there, so let's see what we got going on.
Do we ever figure out the winner?
Oh, we'll be right back. I got to tally this up. Let's do this, and then we'll figure that out. All right, guys. 50 unique comments. The winner is Mike S4628, who we shouted out in the previous episode.
Nice.
Good deal.
So he's talking about his wedding carry, Sabenza 21, left hand, with the inlay Olight Baton S1, and he was walking people back and forth from the wedding. Let's see. As for knife designs, I'm finding more sheep's foot style blades the most useful. So I'm going to consider that a vote
That's a
for
vote for-
Riley.
That is my.
Yeah, you had the sheep's foot. I had the
Oh, yeah, yours
Warrenclyffe.
is Warrenclyffe.
Yep. Oh, shout out Mike. Shoot us a message on Instagram and we'll get you taken care of, boss. So the results are in of our knife design contest from last week. Can I get a drum roll, please? Everett, your design was chosen by the people. The Rockstead Chi is the favorite design of the week.
Hey.
The only
The Chi with an axis lock.
fair. The only criticism that we saw over and over and over again was people didn't like the Tonto.
Yep.
So, congratulations, Everett.
Thank
You
you.
are our grand winner. You didn't win anything, but you are the best drawer. So,
Hey.
congratulations. So, we've been talking for the last couple weeks about different action movie protagonists and what knife they would carry. This week, we are doing Clint Eastwood, amazing American actor, known for his westerns and his war movies and all that good stuff. Now he's an accomplished director. Anyway, what do you guys think he would carry?
For me, I envision a leather sheath.
Oh,
Inside is a case rust lock.
oh, I can see that. I can see that.
Like that
Old
big
school.
upswept tang with a liner.
I dig it.
Still locking, but for some reason I just see that on his belt.
I dig it.
That's a fixed blade, right?
No, it's a folder.
Oh wow.
It's got like the really low backlock.
I was gonna go with the fixed blade. The Stroop knives. I've been really digging theirs recently.
Okay.
I don't know what model in particular, but any of their fixed blades are super sick.
Yeah, I could see that. Overbuilt, American made,
Oh, yeah.
veteran owned. Love that. For me, I'm going with another case. I'm going the opposite direction. I'm going with the Texas toothpick.
I can see.
Can you picture that? You know that design.
never
It's
seen
really skinny and thin, really easily carried. I just imagine him dropping that in his pocket and letting it float around with his probably silver coins that he's got. Just floating around in
The
there.
specs that remind me of the CEO. What you just
It is, yeah. It's an old school version of the CEO. It's just really slim and easy to carry.
Nice.
All right, guys. What do you think Clint Eastwood would carry as he's riding around the Great Plains on a stallion? What do you guys think he'd be carrying down below? And actually, we've done everything. We can just wrap it up, guys.
That's gonna wrap it up.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for sticking with us for episode 13 of the Rec Report. Make sure to let us know down below what were some knives that you didn't want to like and ended up loving. What were some knives that let you down? What knife you think Clint Eastwood would carry, and just all that jazz. Thanks so much for watching. We really appreciate all the support. We'll catch you guys on the next video.